What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching TF4 Talk. This is just a web series where we're talking about Transformers Age of Extinction. This is episode number 10, and what we're going to talk about in this episode is the Autobots, specifically the new Autobots. We're talking about Crosshairs, Drift, and Hound. And what I'm going to do in this episode is that I am going to rank them from 3 to 2 to 1, with number 1 being my favorite new Autobot, and then I'm going to tell you what I liked about them and what are some things that I felt that could have been improved. At the end of the day, I like all the new Autobots, but I think it would be a good idea to rank them from least favorite to favorite, because all these new Autobot characters really made an impression on me. I thought that they were portrayed really well in Transformers Age of Extinction, and I felt that they deserve their own video from the Ragin Nation, alright? So that's why I'm making this video. So I'm not going to be talking about Optimus Prime. I'm not going to be talking about Bumblebee. I talked a lot about Bumblebee and Optimus Prime in the previous episode, so let's just focus on these new Autobots, okay? So first, I'm going to start off with number 3. And that would be Drift. Autobot Drift, voiced by Ken Watanabe. First of all, I was really excited to know that Ken Watanabe is voicing Drift, and I was also excited to know that Drift was going to make it into Transformers Age of Extinction. Drift in the IDW comics is that the Autobot samurai with double swords, and sometimes he's holding, you know, the double-handed sword, and he's just really cool in the IDW comics. And then now to know that he's making his way to Transformers Age of Extinction as a Bugatti Veyron really was awesome. Now Drift had some great moments in Transformers Age of Extinction. When he was first introduced, he jumped off the cliff, and then he transformed into a helicopter. Now that was like a fictional Cybertronian helicopter, but it was still really cool. That was one of my like, oh, moments when I was watching Transformers Age of Extinction in IMAX 3D for the very first time. That one made me, you know, that was a fanboy moment for me. And his helicopter mode was actually proven useful. It actually served a purpose, because when Bumblebee, or when the Autobots were rescuing Cade, or breaking into KSI, he took Bumblebee up to the top floor so that he can rescue Cade. So it did serve a purpose. Now the only thing that I would have hoped for was that his vehicle mode would have served a purpose. I mean, it is one of the fastest cars in the world, so it would have been cool to have the Bugatti Veyron do like a full-on street race with a really fast Decepticon, like for example Stinger. Alright, I mean, Michael Bay did put the Bugatti Veyron in the movie for a reason, so why not utilize him a bit more in his vehicle mode, have him transform while in a high-speed chase into a robot mode, and then, if needed, transform back to a Bugatti Veyron. Alright, those are some missed opportunities that I felt could have been improved with Drift's character, especially him being a Bugatti Veyron. So that could have been improved. Now he did have a great moment though, and that is him fighting the Vehicons, slicing them in half, throwing a sword at the Vehicon, and totally owning those Vehicons, or rather prototypes. That was a really great moment. But other than that, he didn't really do a whole lot. Now, there's something that I really liked about Drift, and those are the close-ups of his face. I thought the close-ups of Drift's face, especially when he was like in awe of looking at the Dinobots like this, that was really like, that was one of those moments where I have to say that it's a scene that's full of wonder. It made me feel like a kid, because like here you have Drift who's going like to Dinobots. That's how I would look when I see Dinobots, you know what I'm saying? So that was a really cool moment. Anyways, that's all I gotta say about Drift. And let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is Hound. And Hound is an Autobot which I really came to fall in love with, especially watching him in the TV spots. First of all, he is voiced by John Goodman, which was the perfect choice for Hound. Even though Hound is not a Jeep, he is at least a military vehicle with the same colors as the G1 Jeep, okay? Excuse me. And Hound is exactly just like how Lorenzo de Bonaventura described him. He is like a hardened warrior, like a soldier who fights to the very last bullet, which is exactly what he does in Transformers Age of Extinction. He fights to the very last bullet. He resorts to knives, and he resorts to his helmet, and he threw him at a prototype. He uses whatever he can available as a weapon, okay? Even when it comes down to his cannons or his freaking Gatling guns, even when it comes down to his last pistol, okay? Very, very cool. He's an Oshkosh tactical defense a vehicle, which is a very fitting mode for Hound. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him physically transform into it and out of the vehicle mode into robot mode, which is really, really unfortunate because I would have loved to see how such a big hulking Autobot really fits into, fits all his parts into the Oshkosh Tactical Defense Vehicle, right? So that's very unfortunate. What I really loved about Hound is not just his voice acting, but also I love his attitude as a loyal Autobot to Optimus Prime. He calls him the boss. And he is so, he's like the right-hand man to Optimus Prime. So that's what I love about this character. I love that he was able to have lots of dialogue and interaction with the other Autobots, which gave him a lot of personality, and I love how he was portrayed, and I loved him as a warrior. Now, the only things that I thought that could have been improved was that not only did I wish that he would have transformed, but during the Hong Kong battle, which is really his moment to shine, I really wished that they wouldn't cut between his scenes and the human scenes. They cut a little bit too much because there's one shot where you see Hound just going brrr, and then you see the bullets go right to the prototype, and once it just reaches the prototype, it cuts away. So you never really get to see his firepower connect with his targets. A lot of times you see Hound, close-up shots of Hound, he's shooting, which looks really cool, but I would like to see the firepower connect with the targets, which we don't see a whole lot of. We just get a whole lot of close-ups. I know the close-ups are great because, when you see him shooting in slow motion, his pistol, and you see him get shot, and you see his parts, come apart, and you see the sparks come off him. Those are really great moments. But I would like to see like a wide shot of him connecting his guns, his bullets with the actual targets. That would be cool instead of just random shots of Hound just shooting at things, but we don't know what he's shooting at. This is something that occurred a lot in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. It's not that much different from the battle in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, because you saw Sideswipe and Ratchet just shooting at things, but you don't know what they're shooting at. All right, it's just close-ups of them shooting at things, and while it is slightly improved in the Hong Kong battle, we still are getting that same type of direction, and I think that's kind of weak, because I would really like to see the damage that Hound hands over to these prototypes, all right? Now, one thing that I really loved about Hound is that there was a little bit of an emotional moment for me when I was watching Hound, okay? And that is Steve Jablonsky's score. It's a very very soft and almost like a sad-sounding score. And when he was getting shot at, and he says like, "I'm dying out here," and he's like saying, "Come get me," and the score was going on, it really felt that I really believed that Hound was gonna die. Okay, that was a moment where I felt that, oh my god, like I would really actually feel sad for Hound's character if he really died, because he fought to the last bullet. The score was just very, very perfect to go with that scene where he's just fighting desperately, like as a one-man army. I mean, we didn't even see much of Bumblebee around, but Hound was fighting to the very last bullet. It almost felt like he did all he could and he was about to die. I really believe that he was about to die, and if he was about to die, I would have felt really, really sad, because it was just him desperately fighting. There's no reinforcements coming like until much later. Finally they come, but he just barely survived. Okay, so that was a great moment for Hound. That was a very heroic moment, very honorable as a warrior. Okay, so there you have it. Now, this brings us to number one, and you already know who he is, and that is Crosshairs. Now, some people might think that Crosshair is a little bit of a prick because of his attitude towards the humans, his attitudes towards the other Autobots, and, you know, he doesn't really care. Okay, I mean, he's loyal to Optimus Prime. He'll do what Optimus Prime tells him to do, but as being part of the other, like, comrades to the other Autobots, he's kind of like a don't care attitude. In fact, you always see his hands up in the air where he's like, like, well, I don't care. And I love that about him. I love that you know, he's very animated as an Autobot character, even when he's not fighting. A lot of times he's not fighting. He just you know, moves around, and he moves very human-like. I love the way he looks. He has the goggles, which suggests that he is a marksman. He has the trench coat, which is like those side panels of the Corvette, which looks really, really cool on him. He has some really great moments, especially when he was breaking into KSI and then he shoots the gun up in the air and he starts shooting the facility. Very, very cool. And of course that moment where, you know, which was very, very brief, but him being a pilot of that drone ship and then jumping off with deploying his parachutes and shooting at drone ships, that was a great moment. Very short-lived, but very great. The only thing that I didn't like was that he just disappeared in the Hong Kong battle. Alright, I know that in his personality he didn't really want to contribute much, and he just said that he will let the Optimus Prime figure it out, right? I understand, you know, if that was the rationale for him not wanting to help out in the Hong Kong battle, then so be it. But I just felt that I wish that he could have contributed. He was riding along on Scorn, and then he jumped off of Scorn right when they reached Hong Kong, and then he just, like, we never saw him again, okay? And then afterwards, he was just seen as a Corvette and then driving off onto a bridge. So I felt that, oh man, he could have really contributed as much as Drift in the Hong Kong battle, which was really unfortunate. I mean, he's a double gun holding Autobot, so it would have been cool to see him go brrrr, you know what I'm saying? So that was a missed opportunity. Okay, but I really like Drift a lot, just because he's very animated. He has a very distinct personality. Another thing I like about him is the way he walks. Pay close attention to the way Drift walks. It's very, not only is it very human-like, but it doesn't feel like the other Autobots. The other Autobots walk like robots. The other Autobots walk like hulking robots, like actual Transformers. Drift is the only one where I feel, no, sorry, Crosshairs is the only one where I feel who actually walks like a human. Pay close attention. He swings his arms and he just, you know, he has his back straight, you know, and he's got good posture, but it's just when he walks, he's always like, you know, you know, I love it. It's just ILM did a really good job with his character, and I think one of the reasons why they did a little bit more focus on the way he walks is because he has a flowing trench coat, and they want to see how the trench coat actually moves with his body. So Drift, or I keep on calling him Drift, Crosshairs is awesome. He's my #1 favorite Autobot, and I really love what he was in Transformers Age of Extinction. I would have loved to see more of all of these new Autobots, but I enjoyed it for what it is. Okay? So why don't you guys let me know in the comment section below who your favorite Autobot is, and explain why. What you liked about him and what you didn't like about him and what you thought could have been improved. Okay? Let me know in the comment section below because I'm really curious about all your thoughts. Now, let's talk about some stuff. And that is, if you want to be a part of a video collaboration video, you still have the chance to submit me your video submissions. Okay, what it is a video of you going to watch Transformers Age of Extinction. It doesn't matter if it's the first, second, third, or fourth, or fifth time. Make a video, 30 seconds of you going to the theater and showing how excited you are, and then make a video of you coming out of the theater and talking about how awesome the movie how you thought the movie was awesome. Send me that video. Keep it nice and short and sweet and to the point. Send me the video, and I'm going to put it as part of a video collaboration. Hold your phone landscape. Don't hold it like vertical. Okay, I want it to be landscape, and then send it to me, raginnation@gmail.com, and then I'll put you as part of a video collaboration. The deadline is this Sunday. Okay, the deadline is this Sunday. And also, what I want to talk about in this video before I take off is that I'm giving away Autobot Drift, and I'm going to give you some more details on how to win later on, and also VIP passes and t-shirts. Okay, here is Martin, who has a Ragin Nation t-shirt. If you want to get a t-shirt, click the links on the description box below. And also, here is Jason, who won the Western Star cap that I was giving away. I'm going to have more of these Western Star Autobot caps to give away later on. Okay, if you want to win one, you got to be a Ragin Nation VIP member. And how to be a Ragin Nation VIP member? Well, you got to purchase a Ragin Nation VIP pass. I'm sold out of them, but I'm going to put a pre-order for the next batch of Ragin Nation VIP member passes very, very shortly. Once they're available or once they're ready for pre-order, I'm going to make a video announcement, and then you guys can become Ragin Nation VIPs and have access to all kinds of random prize giveaways. So stay tuned for that video. It's most likely going to be the next video. And also stay tuned for TF4 Talk number 11, episode number 11, because we're going to talk about the creators. Okay, we're going to talk about the creators, and then next week or the week after that, we're going to start a new web series that you guys have all been waiting for, and that is The Road to TF5. And you know what that is. We're going to talk about Transformers 5. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate all your support, and this is your one-stop shop, one-stop YouTube channel to all things Transformers live action universe. It doesn't matter if we're talking about the toys or the movies. It doesn't matter. It's all right here on this channel. Subscribe and like the Ragin Nation Facebook page to talk a little bit more and to engage in discussion with the rest of the Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, the Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. Follow me on Instagram at the Ragin Nation. Peace. Black Knight Grimlock. Check that out. This is the Black Knight Grimlock offered by Takara. And he's actually not bad, okay? Now, when